I'm a singing ass rapper with a bone to pick. Tell a friend, tell your mom that we going big.
It's so cool being like the creator of the vibe.
Can't stop, won't stop, till I'm global, yes.
Being up there and making something that people want to dance to. We are the vibe controllers. We get the party started, we get people moving. Like, it's an honor to be able to do that.
Stop, won't stop, can't stop, won't stop, yeah.
Ko tainui te waka, ko hotu roa te tangata, ko tararoa te paimaunga, ko waiwiri te roto, ko oho te awa, ko Ngāti Raukawa te iwi, ko Ngāti Pākehā te iwi, ko Ngāti Huia te hapu, ko Kikopiri te marae. He kai puoro ahau, he kai pāo ahau, he kai tito waiata, creator of vibes.
Everybody down with the, now everybody down with the, everybody down with the, everybody love the sound of the.
We're at the Brooklyn Gun Emplacements. This is one of the spots I used to come up to as a kid and muck around with my mates. It's a dope spot. You see all of Wellington, down to the city, down to the harbour and out to Cook Strait. And Wellington, man, it was a dope place to grow up. It is really a cool, creative capital, you know? First 21 years of my life I was here. I'm still pretty keyed into the Wellington music scene here, even though I'm not here that much.
Today is the Greyland Festival, which is a bit of like an iconic festival in Auckland. It marks the start of summer. It's the first of like the outdoorsy kind of festivals around Auckland. Yeah, it's cool, fun, friendly kind of event. Lots of tamariki running around. It's cool because you can see everyone's faces. You know, if you're doing like big shows at night or like in clubs and stuff, like it's real dark and you can't really see what's going on. But like these full daytime gigs, I feel it was way more intimate, even though it's like massive and you're in the middle of a field. It's a cool feeling and it, you know, keeps me motivated to get back in the studio and make more bangers.
In my whānau, the Māori culture was kind of lost a few generations back during the period where it wasn't cool to be Māori. Luckily for me, my mum fell in love with the culture and fell in love with te ao Māori. So I grew up going along to her te reo lessons and to various things at marae. That grounded me in te ao Māori and helped make me who I am today.
Well, it was part of a long journey around identifying myself as Māori, I suppose. I grew up knowing we had Māori whakapapa and calling myself part Māori, so it took a while to get to a place where I felt able to say I am Māori. And then, of course, you know, come to the marae and bring whānau back to the marae. It was significant for us. I suppose I was affected by the whole cultural renaissance of the 1980s. It was a time when it was a buzzy thing that was happening around the revival of te reo and our customs and our politics.
Mama tried to tell me to save, save up for those rainy days.
Cog is a studio out in Te Tirangi, just on the edge of the Waitakere Ranges. And Cog Studio have been going for like 20 years in New Zealand. They've been a big part of all these amazing artists like P Money and Scribe and Peter T and Shapeshifter. And made a single, made a couple more singles, funded singles with them. I just got along with them so well that we decided to keep working together and kind of make a co-label and co-release the album.
It's important to have someone like Rei because he represents the now. You know, he is the current hybridization of all these worlds that have come together and this whole new renaissance that's coming through culturally in New Zealand. no one else can take te reo Māori to the world really, apart from someone who comes from the world of te reo Māori. And that's unique, but mixing it in a way with totally cutting-edge pop and urban music is also something that no one's really doing. And so he's the first of that wave, which is a really nice place to be.
Yeah. I guess I'm just too Mickey. Them DJs about to learn a new lesson.
So a couple of years back, I know I dropped my first ever fully te reo Māori EP. Te reo Māori, that's an important part of who I am, but it's also an important part of who we are as Kiwis, am I right? Yes, sir!
Doing my tour around the country, it was so dope to see people singing and rapping my English lyrics as well as my te reo Māori lyrics back to me. I think that's awesome that my music is helping, solidifying te reo in our culture in New Zealand. When you actually are on stage seeing people have this connection to your music, that's a beautiful thing.
Let's go! 1, 2, 3!
The most important members of society are those people that mediate or bridge between two worlds. And the music is the art form that can do that. And I think the interest, especially from the younger people under the age of 30, is really, really good. They're really open to it, and as I said, they're really wanting it to be really modernised and current, so it can drop into a standard DJ set with all the international tracks.
I don't make traditionally type Māori music, I do it my way, I push it forward, I push the envelope, I rap about things that no one else is going to rap about. This is Happy, this is Tere.
Yeah. So Happy was like a mentor to him, that's why he's kind of standing on top of him.
Yep.
Beautiful, eh? He tino taonga tō tātou reo rangatira. It's a language at risk, so it's important to keep it alive, keep it strong, keep it moving into the future. But I suppose everybody wants to find a point of difference. It's something that adds richness and depth to who we are.
Yep.
And so I'm really proud of you that you express that through your music and your beautiful kupu Māori.
I'm a bridge. I don't have to belong to just one culture, occupy this one space. So I can be this in-between. And I think that's a really important realization for people with mixed whakapapa to come to.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand On Air.